the Journey of the Dead Man. And this may have been the reason for the name. It all began on an April day as an Army courier rode through Apache country toward the fort at San Marcial.
Over.
Kulalay. Tokendalo. Makenga.
He's wounded badly, Tonto.
Me go after the men who shot him?
Oh, we'll go after them later. Right now, this fellow needs our attention. We'll get him over there in the shade. You get some bandages from the saddlebag. He's coming around, Tonto.
Here, canteen, Kimasabi.
Mask. Now, you take it easy, soldier. We're here to help you. That's enough. Thanks. Do you have any idea why this attack was made on you?
No. Not unless they wanted to rob me. Nothing strange about Apaches attacking a white man.
True, but the Apaches in this territory belong to the Mescalero tribe. And Chief Lazito has signed a peace treaty with the government.
Maybe them not Mescalero Apaches, Kimasabi.
They were Mescaleros, all right. I remember. I thought at the time the leader could have been a white man. His skin was lighter than it should have been.
Did you notice anything else about him?
Yeah, he had a scar. A half-moon-shaped scar on his left cheek.
Crazy Wolf.
Yes, Tonto. It looks as though we may be close to catching up with him at last.
You men know him?
Him renegade. White outlaw who lived with Apaches for many years. At one time, him lieutenant to Geronimo.
You see, the Apaches gave him the name of Crazy Wolf when they adopted him into the tribe. His real name is Cantrell. After he left Geronimo, he went to Kansas. When the law closed in on him there, he disappeared. I might have guessed he'd seek refuge with the Apaches again.
Maybe we can get after him.
Oh, young fellow, you're in no condition to go after anybody.
No, I feel fine. I'm just a little weak.
Kimasabi.
I think he'll be all right, Tonto. He may be unconscious for some time. You'd better take him back to the fort. Then I'll... Soldier, Tonto. Holster your gun.
All right, what's going on here?
We're glad you came by, Lieutenant.
I bet you're glad. Drop your guns.
You not understand.
No?
Courier was shot by a band of Apaches. We bandaged his wound.
You bandaged him. What's the idea of the mask?
I have good reason for keeping my identity hidden. Perhaps your commanding officer at the fort, Colonel Rice, has spoken of...
Colonel Rice has been recalled to Washington. Major Trask is in command at San Marcial.
Unfortunately, I'm not acquainted with Major Trask.
You'll have a chance to meet him soon enough. Pick up the soldier.
Lieutenant, it's absolutely essential I speak with the chief of the Mescaleros at once.
Maybe so, mister, but I have my orders. The rule book says we're to bring in all suspicious characters for questioning.
Someday, Lieutenant, you'll probably learn that past orders don't always cover new situations. The good officer is one who can also make decisions for himself.
Pick him up.
Ready, Tonto?
Be ready, Kimasabi.
Get a rope, Tonto, and tie his hands, but not too tightly.
I won't forget this, mister.
Me tie hands.
You'll be able to work yourself free in a few minutes, Lieutenant. Then you can take the courier back to the fort. And now, if you'll excuse us.
Camp of Lucito only a short distance away, Kimasabi.
Yes, Tonto. I can't understand why we haven't met any of his lookouts.
Kimasabi, that Juan, grandson of Lucito.
Greetings, Juan. We've traveled many miles. We wish to see Lazito.
Lazito not well. You go back now.
To turn friends away who come in peace is unworthy of a mescalero. Distrust rests only in the false heart, like that of Crazy Wolf.
Crazy Wolf, my friend. Crazy Wolf, great warrior. You go back.
I'm also your friend, Juan. A better one, I think, than Crazy Wolf. And I don't believe the grandson of Lazito would shoot a friend in the back. Tonto?
Tahemka. Luzito.
My friends,
Greetings, Lazito.
many moons passed since last meeting with Masked Man and Tonto.
I hope they've been peaceful moons for you, Lazito.
Mescaleros no longer go on warpath. Signed treaty with white man.
And yet a white soldier was shot today by Mescaleros.
Shot. Me not believe. Masked friend make mistake.
There was no mistake. The attack was made by two of your braves, and it was led by Crazy Wolf. Does Crazy Wolf ride with your tribe now?
Why you ask that question?
Because Crazy Wolf is a dangerous man. A man who could turn your braves into thieves and murderers like himself. And because he is a white man, he must be taken back to face white man's justice.
Taken back by you, mister?
By me, Cantrell.
No. Crazy Wolf white by birth. Apache by choice. Apache not go to white man's court.
And where does that leave you, mister?
Sholeto. Masked man and Tonto my friends. While Luzito chief, them not be harmed. Luzito old. Sick. Want see all men be friends. All men.
Kimasabi, look like him have fever.
How long have you had this illness, Lazito?
Many days. Fire in stomach, fire in head.
He'll be better soon. I've been giving him special medicine. Apache medicine.
In the town of Las Cruces, past the desert, there is a hospital. Go to the doctors there.
Las Cruces far away.
If you need help to get there, ask for it at the fort.
Don't listen to him, Luzito. If you go to the fort, you'll be jailed. If you go to the hospital, you'll be killed.
Me not know. Luzito wants sleep. Luzito tired.
We'll be leaving now, Lazito. But I ask you to remember what I've said. Come on, Tonto.
No doubt we'll meet again, mister.
No doubt at all, Cantrell. Well, Tonto, at least we aren't being followed.
What we do, Kimasabi? Lucito not give Crazy Wolf to us, and if Lucito die...
The important thing at the moment is to see that the men at the fort treat Lazito right if he decides to go there. Perhaps you'd better ride to San Marcial. Try to arrange an appointment with Major Trask for me. I'll meet you at camp.
You think Major Trask fair, man?
I hope so, Tonto. I certainly hope so.
Lieutenant, I still do not understand. Never in my years of service have I had an officer of mine overcome by having dirt thrown in his face.
It won't happen again, Major Trask. Incidentally, sir, I sent the courier on to the hospital in Las Cruces as you ordered.
Huh.
I hope his dispatch doesn't contain bad news.
Bad enough, Lieutenant. I've been requested to report personally to the commanding general of Santa Fe. Captain Casey and Captain Getting on maneuvers. You will be the senior officer here.
Me, sir, but I...
Well, see who it is.
Yes, sir.
And order a horse saddle for me.
Yes, sir. You!
We want to talk to Major Trask.
Major, this is the Indian I was telling you about. The one with the masked man.
Well, I'll be.
Major Trask, masked friend want to talk to you.
Don't tell me he's going to drop in, too.
If he does, sir, I'd like the personal pleasure of putting him in irons.
You certainly have my permission to do that, Lieutenant. In the meantime, put this fellow in the guardhouse.
You let me explain. Masked man want to tell you about Mescalero Chief.
No one has to tell me anything about the Mescaleros. I'll deal with you and your friend when I return from Santa Fe. Take him away, Lieutenant. Yes? Oh, Lieutenant. Is my horse saddled yet?
Yes, sir, but...
But what?
Well, sir, there are 2 more Indians to see you.
2 more. What is this, a trading post?
The oldest one, sir, wants a wagon to take him across the desert to Las Cruces.
You're joking.
No, sir.
All right. Send him in.
Well, as a matter of fact, Major, That one, the oldest one, isn't feeling too well. He's in the stockade, sitting against the wall.
And what's the other one doing, Lieutenant? Playing cards with the cook?
No, sir. He's out in the hall.
Get him in here.
Yes, sir. Come in.
Well, now, what's all this about a wagon?
Me sorry, Major. Me good Indian. Not want make trouble.
All right. Get on with it.
My friend. Him drink much firewater. Him...
You mean he's drunk?
Me come with him here. Think maybe soldier put him in jail for a while, so him not get hurt.
Why do these things have to happen to me? We'll put him in jail, all right. Lieutenant, take care of it. Well, what are you waiting for?
Migo.
I'll be back in 2 or 3 days. And when I return, I want to see everything exactly the same as when I left.
Yes, sir.
Lucito. Lieutenant, wait.
Major Trask's orders, Indian.
But you don't understand. Wait.
Masked man say we get help here. Him not tell truth. Masked man die. All white soldiers, settlers die.
My friend come here soon. Look for me. Him help you then.
Not come. Crazy Wolf on way to Indian camp. Call all tribes to war.
By nightfall, the throb of Apache war drums had started, and even Tonto had begun to despair. Then suddenly,
Kimasabi.
Tonto, what went wrong?
Lieutenant we meet on range recognize me. Major Trask not let me explain.
I don't like the sound of those drums.
Them call Apaches together. Mescaleros come get Lucito.
Lucito here? In the guardhouse?
Him very sick. Unconscious now.
We must get him out of here at once.
Kimasabi. Lieutenant come.
Don't move, mister. Well, the guard told me you thought he heard someone out here.
Lieutenant, I wonder if you realize the danger you're in. You hear those drums? They signify a declaration of war against this fort and every settler in the territory.
Why should the Apaches want to make war?
Because you have the chief of the Mescaleros locked up.
You mean the old Indian who came here this afternoon?
Zito thought the white soldiers would take him to the hospital in Las Cruces.
I did ask for a wagon. The Indian with him said he was drunk.
Drunk? He's a very sick man. He may be dying. I'd better see him at once.
Now, wait a minute.
The man may be dying, Lieutenant.
Give me your keys and return to your post.
What do you think, Kimasabi?
The heartbeat and breathing are far below normal. I believe he'll be all right. Lieutenant, we'll need a wagon and horses. Tonto and I will take him to Las Cruces ourselves.
I can't allow that, mister. Major Trask left definite orders.
It's your decision, Lieutenant. It must be. But let me remind you once again. The good officer is one who can adapt himself to new situations without the aid of a rule book.
What if I let you go? I'll be court-martialed.
And if you keep us here, hundreds of men and women will be killed by the Mescaleros.
Kimasabi. Drums stop.
That means they'll be on their way soon. Well, Lieutenant?
I'll arrange to have a wagon made ready immediately.
Thank you.
But if the war party comes, who's to stop the Apaches from attacking the fort?
You are?
Me?
When the Indians arrive, you're to ride out by yourself, with your hand raised.
The sign of peace.
They won't do anything until they've heard what you have to say. Tell them you apologize on behalf of all the white soldiers, and their chief is on his way to Las Cruces.
But they'll come after you.
Let them.
Right. Good luck.
Same to you, Lieutenant. Give me a hand, Tonto.
soon afterward, the start across the desert was made. By dawn, over half the distance to Las Cruces had been covered. But as the sun rose higher, it finally became necessary to stop at one of the rare desert water holes.
Any change in the Chief, Tonto?
No.
We'll rest here.
Kimasabi, you think Mescaleros come? Me hear horses, maybe 3 or 4.
Well, there's nothing to do but wait here for them.
Where's Luzito?
He's in the wagon.
I did what you suggested. These two said they'd come after you to make sure that Luzito was alive. The rest have the fort surrounded, but they promised to wait until the young fellow there reports back to them.
Luzito dead.
No, Juan.
Luzito died at fort.
All right, if that's what you want to believe, he's dead. But the doctors at Las Cruces, they make great magic. They can bring your grandfather back to life.
Juan, the doctors have no magic.
You want to lose your grandfather, Juan?
No.
Then give me the chance to prove I'm telling the truth. Las Cruces is just a few miles away. Let me take Luzito on to the hospital there.
You take him. Juan and Crazy Wolf make camp here. We keep Tonto with us. We wait for message from you. If Luzito do not come back to life, Tonto die first. Then all white soldiers at the fort.
I'll be back with good news before sundown. Let's go, Lieutenant.
It's been a long fight, but he'll recover.
Had he been poisoned?
Oh, you knew about that.
I had my suspicions.
Actually, he's a very lucky man. This poison was evidently administered in small doses over a long period of time. Consequently, he's developed a certain immunity.
So Crazy Wolf defeated himself.
Well, if you'll excuse me.
Certainly. It'll be dark soon. I'd better return at once to Juan with the news about Luzito.
I'll stay here with the old man.
Good.
I hope Tonto's all right.
Yes, so do I.
You sleep long time. Sun go down soon. Me think Luzito not come back to life.
Where Crazy Wolf?
Me not know. Think maybe him take trail that go to hospital.
Kimasabi come back along same trail. Maybe Crazy Wolf try to kill him.
You not move.
Crazy Wolf, dangerous man, Juan.
Him my friend.
Now you walk up trail ahead of me. We go find Crazy Wolf. Listen.
So you wanted to kill me before I could reach Juan with the news that Luzito was out of danger.
Maybe.
We'd learned he'd been poisoned. Was that your work?
Well, what if it was, mister?
You were a fool, Cantrell. Even if you succeeded in killing Luzito, the Mescaleros would have never made you their chief.
I didn't want to be chief. That pinhead Juan would have done anything I wanted him to. Maybe he will yet.
He will? Let's find out. Tonto? Juan?
What?
You tried to kill Luzito.
Listen. No one. He must be taken back to White Man's Court.
They kill him?
He'll probably be hanged.
You take.
Let's go, Cantrell.
I'm not sure I understand it all yet. You say the Apaches were about to declare war while I was away?
That's right, Major. I can assure you that Lieutenant Wilson had a great deal to do with averting that war.
Well, evidently, you saved me from making a terrible mistake, Lieutenant. Perhaps captain's bars would serve as partial repayment?
Thank you, sir.
Major, I'm glad to hear you admit that your haste in dealing with Chief Lazito was wrong. Not only must the Indians learn to deal fairly with the settlers, but we, in return, must learn to be fair and honest with them.
I'll do my best from now on.
I know you will, sir. And now that the Mescaleros have returned home, and Cantrell has been returned to Kansas for trial, it's time Tonto and I were on our way.
You make journey of dead man?
Yes, Juan, I think so. Adios.
The journey of the dead man. What's that?
That what Indians call desert now. Them say Lazito dead when masked man take him to Las Cruces.
Well,
Me not know. But me know this. Lazito die. Many men die. Except for help of Lone Ranger.
One of the most vicious of these outlaws was a desperado named Glenn Bolton.
There she goes. Come on.
Tonto, listen.
Sound like shots come from over ridge, Kimasabi.
You're right.
Maybe someone need help.
We'd better see.
Me know him. Him one of Bolton's men.
Yes, I recognize the man. It was Glenn Bolton who got away. Well, he's wounded and can't get far. You tie this man up and take him into town. I'll pick up Bolton's trail.
Hey, come back later. Pick up your trail from here.
Fine time to have a lame horse.
Well, Tom, you made good time.
I made you deliver bandit to sheriff and come back through Devil's Pass to a place where we captured them. And that Bolton's horse, Kimasabi?
Yes, Tonto, and he's lame. I lost Bolton's trail at the river, but picked it up again. He's on foot now. He can't be far from here.
There's much rock on ground, Kimasabi. Hard to follow tracks here.
We'll find him. We'll leave Bolton's horse here and come back for him later. Come on.
Don't move. You're covered. You got a saddle horse?
It's in the pasture in the back.
Get out there and catch it for me.
You need a doctor, not a horse.
Never mind about me. Do as you're told.
You've lost a lot of blood. You're not going to get very far the shape you're in.
I'm all right, I tell you.
You better let me take a look at that arm. If it's the law you're running from, you don't have to worry about me. That bullet's still in there. It's got to come out soon, or you're in for real trouble.
You're right. I do need a doc. Where's the nearest one?
Three Forks. A couple miles from here. But I wouldn't advise you to call on him. His office is next door to the jail.
How would you like to make some money? Some real money?
Doing what?
Go get the doc. Bring him back here. Alone. I'll pay you handsome.
How handsome? And when?
Plenty handsome. As soon as I get this arm fixed.
Sorry. I don't do business that way. In a deal of this kind, it's cash on the line.
You gotta help me, Trapper. I promise I'll pay you. I promise I will. Somebody's coming.
Someone's living in that cabin tunnel. Let's have a talk with him. You might have seen Bolton.
The masked man and the Indian.
Wally.
I don't know what their game is, and I haven't got time enough to wait around to find out. Now get out there and get rid of them. And if you make one wrong move, it's your last. I'll be watching from the window.
Stay where you are.
We're not outlaws.
Who are you and what do you want?
We're after an outlaw named Glenn Bolton. He may be wounded, but he's on foot. We lost his tracks in the rocks near here. Have you seen anyone around suspicious?
I've seen no one, mister.
Here's a handbill with Glenn Bolton's picture on it. I suggest you keep an eye out for him. Let me advise you. He's armed and desperate.
I'll keep that in mind.
We're going to town now and tell the sheriff about this. We'll be back this way later.
What do you think, Kimasabi?
That man didn't sound trustworthy to me, Tonto. We don't have time to check on him. Now, if Bolton's badly wounded, he may try to reach a doctor. We'll pick up Bolton's horse and go into town and warn the sheriff. We'll continue our search out here later. Come on.
You're doing all right, Trapper, so far. That masked man's a tough hombre. He's the one that winged me.
You're Glenn Bolton, huh?
Yeah. I'm Bolton. Now, how about it? You gonna get that doc for me?
No, it's too risky. They know you've been wounded. They'll be watching that dock every minute. Even if you had enough money to pay me, I wouldn't take the chance.
And I'm taking your horse. Now get out there and saddle it.
Not so fast, Bolton. I know one sure way for you to get to the dock. And you can pick up that $2,500 reward at the same time.
Yeah? How?
Let me turn you over to the law.
Turn me in. Are you crazy?
Not for keeps, Bolton. Just temporary. You get your arm fixed and have a little rest. Later on, I'll help you break out of jail.
What's in it for you?
I'm a bounty hunter, Bolton. And this is my chance to collect the biggest bounty of all. The reward for a man's capture. Later on, we can split the money.
Don't make sense turning myself in. I'd rather take my chances trying to reach the border.
You'd never make it. Not even if you were in good shape. In a couple of hours, these hills will be crawling with men looking for you under every rock. You wouldn't get 2 miles. But once inside jail, they'll all relax, including the masked man.
I gotta admit, it's something they'd never think of.
That's right. They'd never look for this kind of a play. That's why it's got a chance to work. And that jail is old and flimsy. Once you get ready to go, I'll slip you a gun and supply you with a horse. That should be all you'll need.
How do I know I can trust you? What's to keep you from collecting the reward and forgetting all about me?
This should convince you I'm on the square. Here's a note signed by me confessing to a couple of recent robberies the sheriff's been puzzled about. Hide it in your boot. If I don't live up to my end of the bargain, you can turn it over to the sheriff.
How do I know you committed these robberies?
You don't know, Bolton, but you've got no choice. Either you trust me and get to the dock or you're done for.
All right, Trapper. I warn you. You try and double-cross me and you'll live to regret it.
Don't worry, Bolton. I'm not going to double-cross you. We'll get that arm bandaged and then head for town. On the way, we'll cook up a story about your capture.
What are you doing?
This is where I'll say I captured you. Has to look right in case someone gets nosy.
You're plenty smart, Trapper.
We don't want to take any chances. You'll have to turn your gun over, too.
My gun?
Sure. You want this to look right, don't you? I'll have to tie your hands, too. We'll take the shortcut to town through Canyon Pass.
There's no need for that, Sheriff. I'm here on a peaceful mission.
That mask doesn't look very peaceful.
I have my personal reasons for wearing this mask, but I can assure you it's on the side of the law.
Well, what is it you want?
We came to warn you that Glenn Bolton is in this area.
Glenn Bolton?
That's right, Sheriff. He's wounded and on foot. We found his horse abandoned in the hills not far from here. If you move fast, you should be able to capture him.
How do I know you're telling me the truth about this?
Look, Sheriff. There's Bolton's horse. His initials are on his saddle.
That doesn't prove anything. Maybe you're one of Bolton's gang. And this is a trick to get me out of town.
I can assure you, Sheriff, we're telling the truth.
If you not move fast, Bolton get away.
Sheriff, I believe you're looking for this man.
Glenn Bolton. Where'd you capture him?
I was coming into town for supplies. He tried to jump me and steal my horse. I got the best of him.
I guess I owe you an apology, mister.
That's all right, Sheriff. The important thing is that Bolton has been caught.
That's right. Sharp, this is a valuable hide you brought in this time. I guess you know there's a price on his head.
That's right, $2,500.
Yeah, and it ought to be more than that for a coyote like him. Come on, Bolton. It'll be a pleasure to lock you up.
I got a pretty bad arm, Sheriff. You have the doc look at it?
Sure, as soon as you're safe behind bars.
Masked man, I want to thank you for warning me about Bolton. He's a tough hombre.
It was good work, Sharp. You're capturing him. You deserve the reward.
Well, the money will sure come in handy. I guess I wouldn't have recognized him and brought him in if you hadn't showed me that circular.
Where'd the capture take place?
Up in Canyon Pass. There's a high rock runs along the trail up there. Bolton was hiding behind it and jumped me as I went by.
Didn't he have a gun?
Well, I guess not. Or else he was out of shells.
It's not likely. We found his horse. There's plenty of ammunition in his saddlebags.
Oh, I'm just telling you what happened.
Strange he didn't use his gun, especially with a wounded arm.
Well, maybe he was afraid somebody might hear his shot.
You had a fight with him?
Well, naturally. He knocked me off my horse. We had quite a struggle. What are you fellas getting at?
Nothing at all, Sharp. Come on, Donald. Let's ride to Canyon Pass. I'd like to have a look at the trail there.
May think same thing, Kimasabi. Sharp's story not sound right.
If he's telling the truth, there should be a sign of a fight between him and Bolton. Let's get mounted. This is Canyon Pass, Tonto. According to Sharp's story, there's the large rock that Bolton was hiding behind. Let's have a look around.
Man lead horse here, Kimasabi, not long ago. Maybe Bolton and Sharon.
We should find signs of a fight up ahead. Tonto, something happened here. The ground's been disturbed.
What do you think, Kimasabi?
According to Sharp's story, he was riding a horse at this point. But I still see his footprints. Let's get back to our horses. I want to see where those tracks begin.
Tracks come straight from cabin, Kimasabi.
For some reason, Sharp walked the whole distance into town.
Him not tell truth about fight.
Let's see if Sharp's in his cabin. He could have cut across the hills. Someone dressed a wound here, Tonto, and recently.
Bolton have wound. You think him been here in cabin?
Begins to look that way.
We wait for Sharp, have talk with him.
No, if we talk with him now, we'll only put him on his guard. We'd better ride into town and report this to the sheriff.
Somebody come.
Let's go.
There you are, Bolton. That ought to fix you up.
Thanks, Doc. I feel better already.
Oh, you'll be all right. Can't keep a bad man down. Is Tom all right? Sure. He has a constitution like iron. But I'll drop in and see him again tomorrow. Much obliged, Doc. See you later. What are you doing back here?
Sheriff, what do you know about this man, Sharp?
Sharp? Oh, he's been in trouble a couple of times, but we've never been able to prove anything serious on him. Why do you ask?
We have reason to believe he's not telling the truth. Bolton was in Sharp's cabin.
What?
Him have wound dressed there.
That's right, Sheriff. And then he brought him directly here.
Sharp tell lie about fight. Him walk all the way back to town on foot. Bolton not jump him like him say.
Then why did he make up that story about capturing Bolton on the trail?
Well, that I don't know. It's obvious they're up to something. Otherwise, Sharp would have no reason to lie.
Well, you gave me a straight story before. I've got to believe you this time.
Sheriff, what are you going to do?
Round up a few men, put a guard on Bolton day and night. No matter what they're planning, Bolton won't get away from me.
Well, if you put a guard on Bolton, we may never find out what their scheme is. If they're plotting a crime, Sharp belongs behind bars with Bolton.
Well, what do you suggest we do?
When will Sharp receive the money for Bolton's capture?
Tomorrow morning.
Good. Now, Bolton's a very suspicious man and has a quick temper. Perhaps we can trick him into talking. Now, here's my plan.
How you feeling today, Bolton?
I'm all right.
I got a little news for you, Bolton. You're worth a lot more money than we thought you were. The reward for your capture has been raised to $10,000.
Yeah? When did that happen?
About 10 days ago. We just received word of it. Seems all those fellas you robbed got in together and raised the ante. That Sharp's a mighty lucky fella.
When are you going to pay him off?
Oh, he's paid off this morning. Left town an hour later. He ought to have a pretty good time with all that money in his pocket.
You're lying.
Now, why should I lie to you? Listen to this. Lex Sharp, local trapper and bounty hunter, today received $10,000 reward for the capture of the notorious outlaw leader, Glenn Bolton. Immediately after receiving the reward money, Sharp left town, announcing that he would not be returning.
Let me see that. That dirty double-crossing rattlesnake. You got to get him back, Sheriff. He's as much of a crook as I am.
What do you mean, Bolton?
He didn't capture me. I let him turn me in. We made a deal to split the reward money, and he was going to help me bust out of here later on.
You expect me to believe that? You're just sore at him because he captured you, and now you're trying to get him in trouble.
I'm telling the truth, Sheriff. You got to believe me. I swear it. Now, wait a minute. Here. Sharp gave me this as a guarantee that he wouldn't run out on me.
Oh, so Sharp's the thief I've been looking for.
That should be all the evidence we need against him.
You fell for a trick, Bolton. The reward money wasn't raised. No, we knew that you and Sharp were up to something, and we figured you'd talk if we made you mad enough. You had it figured just right, mister.
We'll get Sharp for you now and bring him back here right away.
Good.
How's the arm today, Bolton? It's been giving me trouble, Doc. I wish you'd look at it.
Sure.
It's been hurting plenty.
Well, maybe we'd better change the bandage.
Yeah. Maybe that'd help.
Wait a minute, Doctor.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Sheriff. Not unless you want a dead Doc on your hands. Now, drop your gun belt. Get in. You too.
on, Sharp. Drop that sticking on your feet. You're coming with us.
What for?
Your partner talked and we know the whole story. We're turning you over to the sheriff. All right, Tonto, tie him.
All right, hold it, all of you. You with the mask, get your hands up. Turn around. You too, Indian. All right, Sharp. Disarm them. Watch out. They're full of tricks. Back up against the wall.
What happened? How'd you get free?
Never mind that. We gotta get out of here quick.
A masked man said you talked. Told them everything.
He tricked me. He said you were double-crossing me. But now it's our turn to play games. Step out, mister. I said step out here, mister. I got a score to settle with you. But first, I want to see what he looks like from under that mask. Rip it off.
I wouldn't try it, Sharp.
Don't let him scare you, Trapper. His teeth are pulled. All right. You keep him covered. I'll do it myself.
I've sent for the doctor to look at your leg, Bolton. This should teach you not to tangle with the masked man. They're both back in jail, and this time I'll give you my guarantee they'll stay there.
Well, then, Sheriff, my friend and I will be on our way.
Now, wait a minute. What about the reward money for the capture of Bolton? You're entitled to that.
I'll accept the money, Sheriff, with the understanding that you'll donate it for me to some worthy cause. My friend and I work for some kind of a different reward. Adios.
Did you send for me? Yes, your patient's back in jail. He wants to see you. It's his leg this time.
His leg? What happened?
He got caught in a trap, set by a couple of real experts.
He was a fabulous individual. A man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. In a shady glen 10 miles from the western frontier town of Colby, there is a strange gathering beneath the trees. Taken prisoner is Butch Cavendish, notorious leader of an outlaw gang, a man who recently murdered several officials of Colby and replaced them with his own men as part of his daring plan to take over the town. Prisoners also are 3 of his henchmen. Sheriff Two-Gun Taylor has come upon the outlaw chief and his men as Cavendish was being treated for a bullet wound by Doc Drummond, who had been abducted from town to perform the job. While waiting for his Indian friend Tonto, who was sent to town for help, the Lone Ranger is untying the outlaw's horses when Silver, his own mighty steed, hears a strange sound.
What's wrong, Silver?
Boys, I got him. Get him high, Sheriff. Come on in, men. It's me, Cavendish. The shooting's over. Looks like we got here just in time, boss. You did. Tie these men up. What goes on? I got winged after I shot Judge Knox. The sawbones there was treating me when the sheriff and the masked man took things over.
Is that the hombre we seen ride off on the white horse?
Yeah, which way did he go?
Up the draw.
They're all tied up, boss.
Good. I'll watch him. You men get after that masked man before he gets to Colby and spoils our plans, and bring him back dead or alive.
You heard it, boys. Let's travel.
Meanwhile, unaware of what has happened to the Lone Ranger since last he saw him, Tonto has arrived in the town of Colby. He's on his way to the sheriff's office to ask the sheriff's assistant, Alex Creel, for more men to aid the Lone Ranger in tracking down Butch Cavendish.
The way you keep on cleaning that gun, Corey, you must be figuring on using it soon.
Nothing like being prepared. Mighty lot's been going on around Colby lately, and the shooting's only just begun. Creel says there's going to be more of it tonight.
Which one of you sheriff's assistant?
It isn't often a redskin comes looking for the sheriff. It's usually the other way around.
What do you want, Indian?
Me want to see Creel.
At present, he's busy. I'm handling his business. What's on your mind?
Sheriff Taylor sent me. Him on trail of Butch Cavendish. Asked for Creel to come with posse.
Oh, he did, huh? You're lying, Indian. Everybody around here knows that Cavendish gang is nowhere around here.
That's not so. I see Cavendish myself. You come. I'll show you trail.
Will you listen to the redskin ordering us around? I don't know what your game is, Indian, but if Sheriff Taylor really sent you, you'd have some kind of proof.
You follow Tonto. You have plenty proof.
Seems to me this redskin's getting a little ornery, Corey. Should I throw him in jail?
No, let him go. Don't come nosing around here again or you won't get off so easy. Creel left orders not to lead a posse anywhere.
Say, Corey, do you think he was on the level about the sheriff being on Cavendish's trail?
Of course he was on the level. Why do you think I was trying to protect Cavendish? With all of our plans set for tonight, we can't let the sheriff mess things up.
But if that Injun gets back to the sheriff and tells him that Creel
He's not going to get back to the sheriff, because you're going to see that he doesn't. Savvy?
Oh, I savvy. You got nothing to worry about. Nothing like making sure, Injun.
Tonto, Silver. Tonto.
Me follow trail, Kemosabe. Take long time.
Where's the posse?
No posse. Sheriff's men in Colby wouldn't send men with me.
He must be one of Cavendish's men.
That's right. Him send men to ambush me. Let me take care of him. You find Cavendish?
Yes. But his men rode down from the hills and surrounded the sheriff and Doc Drummond.
We go back and round them up?
No, there are too many of them. We'd need a whole troop of cavalry to capture them all. I've got a plan, Tonto. Now, here's the idea. We'll circle back. That's Cavendish's horse. He must still be here. The rest of his men are out looking for me.
Where Doc and Sheriff?
Over in the glen behind the brush. Come on, Tonto.
That's Sheriff's horse.
Yes, Tonto. He still must be here with the doc. I imagine that Cavendish is watching our friends until his men return. We'll sneak up to the glen. If Cavendish is there, I'll want to surprise him. Then you know what to do. A hoot owl.
Me understand.
We'll leave our horses here.
Take it easy, you two. I may not be strong enough to travel, but I got strength enough to pull a trigger.
You won't get away with this.
How long do you think honest people are going to condone activities like yours, Cavendish? You know I've got men in my office who've sworn never to rest until you're captured. Myself included, of course. And that masked man, he's one of my special secret deputies. Your men will never catch him. You know, Cavendish, the doc here and I and the masked man, we know a lot more about you than you think we do. Why, there's handbills on you all over this territory, pasted on every rock and every tree. You'll never get out of here. And another thing. Attaboy, stranger. You're a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, I thought we were goners. Who's the Indian?
He's my friend. Are you both all right?
Yeah, we're all right.
Yeah.
Cavendish is out cold.
Where you been, stranger? I was getting worried.
I rode off on Silver, met Tonto coming from Colby. We sneaked in here the back way. Sheriff, your man Creel in town wouldn't send the posse.
Him no believe, Tonto.
Well, then that proves he's part of this murdering fiend's band. And I can name more in town that are working with him. Well, anyway, we got Cavendish. We can load him in Doc's rig and take him on into town.
Wait a minute, Sheriff. I want to capture more of the gang than just Cavendish.
He's the leader.
With help, we can capture him and his entire band when they return.
Take too long to get help from Colby. They'll all get away.
There's help much closer than town, Sheriff. Tonto said he saw a cavalry detachment passing a short distance off. We'll get their help. I'll leave Cavendish here. He's out and too weak to travel anyway.
Well, whatever you say.
All right, let's go. Come on, Doc.
Don't worry, you're not going to lose me. Which way to the cavalry, mister?
Take the right fork and circle back to Colby.
To Colby? What about the cavalry?
There are no cavalry.
Thought you said they're passing through hereabouts.
What I said was for Cavendish to hear.
But he couldn't hear anything. He was unconscious.
You should have examined him when I did, Doc. He was faking.
Well, if there's no cavalry, just what in tarnation you aiming to do?
I'm trying to delay Cavendish's plans, Sheriff, to gain time. We have a lot to do tonight in Colby.
All right, Doc, let's get on with it.
All right.
Unless some of these men spotted the masked man, Chief, it's a cinch he didn't head for Colby.
I know he did.
Say, what happened to the prisoners?
Masked man must have hid in the brush nearby. While you were out straining the eyes for him, he come back here with an Injun friend.
Turn the prisoners loose, huh?
Yeah. They all lit out fast, but not for Colby. They went the opposite direction.
Where'd they go?
I overheard the masked man tell the sheriff there's a group of cavalry passing nearby. Now, they've gone off to get him to round us all up, so we got to work fast. Green, you, Sellers, and Shep stick care of me. We'll go back to the hideout. The rest of you try to head off the prisoners. See if you can spot that cavalry, too. This is going to delay my plans concerning Colby a bit. I can't take any chances. Now get stirring.
We'll resume our thrilling story in a moment. But first, a brief pause to bring you a message of interest and importance. And now, once again, we return to our story.
I sure hope Creel didn't see us come in here. The sheriff's office is practically next door to mine, and I noticed the lights were still on.
That's all for the good, Doc. It will give Tonto a chance to sneak over there and see if anyone else is in the office with Creel. While he's gone, we can make up that list of the names of the people we want to surprise.
Me go now, Kemosabe.
Be careful, Tonto. Remember, Creel is one of Cavendish's men. You know what happened the last time you tried to see him.
Me be plenty careful. You make list ready. Tonto be back fast.
Are we sure that we hid your horses and my wagon far enough out of town? If anybody gets wind we're here, there'll be trouble.
If we act fast enough, nobody will have time to stop us. All right, Sheriff. Write down the names of the new men in town. The ones who've been taking over all the top jobs.
Well, first of all, there's Creel, of course.
Put his name at the head of the list. If we take the jail first, we'll have a place to lock up all the others.
And then there's Keeler. He took over the bank as soon as the judge was murdered.
Keeler. Yes, old Jim told me about him.
Yeah, and what about Ince? He was put in charge of the telegraph office mighty sudden.
Ince, I've heard of him, too.
Then there's Jessup. He's that new gunsmith. And Peters, Dude, and Corey.
Well, Tonto, what did you find out?
Me take peek to window of sheriff's office. See Creel in there with one man.
Just two of them, eh? All right, Sheriff. Doc, we'll start with Creel and his friend. And if everything goes well, we'll end up with the whole Cavendish gang.
All right, come on, boys.
I wonder what's keeping Cavendish.
Sure getting to be late enough. Oh, I don't know, Creel. Maybe him and the boys were held up. Probably just sent us a message or something.
Who is it?
It's me, Doc Drummond. An emergency.
Doc, I thought you was out of town treating.
Quiet, you two. Keep your hands high.
Say, what's going on here? Plenty, Creel. Tonto, get Red's gun.
We have reasons to believe you two are working for Butch Cavendish.
And I've got an idea those credentials you showed me to get your job were forged. Now, wait a minute. You can't prove Shut up. Get in that cell. You too, Red.
Toucan, give me that list you made of Creel's pals.
Betcha. All right.
All right, Doc. We've got to hurry. It's getting light outside. Come on, Tonto.
Who's there? It's Doc Drummond.
Yeah? Well, what are you doing here this time of day?
Are you running the bank now in place of Judge Knox?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with
Well, take a gander. The place is on fire. Fire?
All right, Keeler. March.
Huh?
Keeler, check. 1 down and 7 to go. Are you the gent that took over the telegraph office when Biff Anderson got his?
What about it, Doc?
Well, come on quick. Your place is on fire. What?
Put your hands up, Rivers.
Fire?
On your way, Jessup.
No trace of the masked man and his friends, huh?
No, we spent the whole night looking.
What about the cavalry?
Must have gone through here awful fast, Chief. Nary a sign of them now.
Good. Then there's nothing to stop us from moving into Colby right now.
Right.
Let's go.
All right, men. You heard the masked man. Everything goes as we figured. We'll have the Cavendish gang locked up by sundown.
Tonto, are your men all set?
Yes, Kemosabe.
Here they come.
All right, boys. Let's go get him.
Come on, Silver!
They're from Colby.
We can take them, we outnumber them. Let them have it, men.
You got me, stranger. Drop your gun, Cavendish. It's been a long chase. Now you're through for good.
I guess you're right.
All right? Let's go.
Where to?
Back to the fight.
Where'd you say?
I said... Now get going.
Name.
Wild Jim.
Take it easy. Put him in one.
I sure am glad to see them.
Name. Shorty Bush.
Finally got you, huh? Put him in two.
Let's go. I'm going.
Name. Dick Lambert.
One.
Okay.
And I want to tell you that the whole town of Colby is proud of your two guns.
Well, I appreciate that a lot, Jim, but we had very little...
Jim, come now, Sheriff.
Here he is, Sheriff.
Hello, Cavendish. Didn't think you'd catch him, partner. Now we got the whole dang bunch.
You and your men are to be congratulated, Sheriff.
Thanks. But if it hadn't been for you, we'd have gotten nowhere. I'll be with you in just a minute. I'll take care of this one personally. Come on.
Easy, Silver.
Now, Cavendish can't capture Timothy. You take off now?
I'm going to continue to wear the mask and keep my identity a secret.
For how long?
Our job has just begun. We have a lot of trails to follow.
That good.
Sheriff, before the lockup, do you mind telling me who the masked man is?
Wouldn't mind at all, except that... Hey, where'd the masked man go? He and his Indian pal are going out to get the horses, Sheriff. Well, guess he isn't one to stick around for a party.
Well, who is he?
I don't rightly know his real name, but I've heard him called the Lone Ranger.
Get him, scout!
moment, we will talk about next week's exciting episode of The Lone Ranger. But first, a brief and important message. Will the Lone Ranger triumph as he fights on for justice, law, and order? Be sure to be with us again next week at the same time when General Mills brings you another thrilling adventure with...
He's coming from town. Might be carrying grub.
Yes, and might be we'll get some breakfast after all.
Yee-ho-ho, and I think I see somebody in the cottonwoods ahead. Get up!
Whoa.
Shell out, mister.
The proper phrase is your money or your life.
Be careful you don't lose both, old-timer. Shell out. What's that thing above your eyebrow?
I'm a watchmaker. Feeney McArdle. Watchmaker, engraver, jeweler extraordinary to the town of Black Moccasin.
You got any watches?
At the moment, only my own.
Get it, Dave. What are you carrying in them sacks?
Dirt.
What?
Dirt. Earth. Common earth. Look for yourself.
Don't think I won't. Dave the watch.
Do you mind if I put my whip away?
Go ahead.
Up! Hands up! Drop that knife. I told you it was only dirt. Strange, isn't it, for a man to be carrying sacks of dirt around?
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear any talk about it. What's your name?
Watkin. Lige Watkin.
Where from?
Over yonder?
Where to?
We got a pretty good idea.
Your partner's dead. Lower that mask.
How did you do it?
A little invention of mine. Lige, you haven't got a very honest face.
Wouldn't leave a gold piece near yours. Well, if you're going to shoot, let's get it done.
You're a pretty tough customer, Lige. Not afraid to die, are you?
Not unless I'm talked to death.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I aim to have you live. You'd prefer that, wouldn't you?
I'd be beholden.
I might even find you a job.
Why should you?
Well, I need help. Besides, my business is expanding.
I don't know anything about watches.
I'm also an engraver.
Look, if you're just tantalizing me, you can go ahead and shoot.
But I'm not, Lige. I mean it. I could use a man like you, a killer and a thief. Make up your mind.
All right, I'll do it.
Good. Now, bury that thing over in the cottonwoods.
What'll I dig with?
And there's a problem. You could empty those sacks of dirt over them and bring them back to me at Black Moccasin. Do you think you're bright enough to find it?
About 3 miles down the road. The way you came.
That's right. You'll find my place right next to the bank on the main street. A very good location.
Horse with a broken shoe?
Ah, they go this way.
That would be about 2 or 3 hours ago. About an hour before dawn.
Kimosabe, them know we chase them?
I don't see how that's possible.
Then why they travel by night and they go fast?
Because they're afraid, Tonto. They've robbed too many banks and killed too many innocent people. They know sooner or later their crimes will catch up with them.
We go on some more. Silver, Scout, them need rest.
I don't like to push the horses, Tonto, but we're close to the end of the trail. The signs tell us that those Watkin boys haven't eaten for 24 hours. And Dave's horse needs a blacksmith.
And that mean them have to find ranch or town.
The town of Black Moccasin is less than 5 miles away. Tracks point toward the road. Let's go. Tonto, how does a pile of dirt find its way to the middle of a road?
Maybe gopher.
No, a gopher pushes out finer dirt than that. Somebody must have been carting it.
Look, Kimosabe, blood.
Dave Watkins' horse again. The buggy or a light wagon.
Them stop here, turn around, and go back.
Looks like another holdup for the Watkin brothers.
Them hold up buggy, shoot driver, then pull him out. Get into buggy and go to Black Moccasin.
What happened to the body? Dead.
Him not been dead long, Kimosabe.
No, this happened within the past hour. Some more of that soil.
Why somebody carry dirt around? Maybe got gold.
Nothing like that, Tonto. This is just soil. Not even good topsoil. Why should anyone be carrying it around in the early hours of the morning?
Up, boys. Get your hands up high. I can put out a candle at 40 paces, so don't try any funny business. Turn around. Take your guns out with your fingertips and throw them behind that tree. You in the mask. What's it for?
Does the mask need an explanation?
No, I reckon not. All right, no man has to show me his face or tell his name. Meet my brother. His name was Dave.
You have big fight?
I didn't do this. I was about to bury him. You two can do that for me. You happen to know a watchmaker in Black Moccasin? Name of Feeney McArdle. Little fella, knee-high to a skunk and just as pleasant to have around.
Did he have anything to do with this?
Some.
How did it happen?
I don't know. He must have pulled some kind of low-down trick on Dave.
Kimasabe, him going to shoot. Not as long as he needs us.
Next to me, there wasn't a gunslinger faster than Dave. And he had his gun out, covering the sidewinder. I just can't figure it.
I've been wondering about those sacks of dirt.
Yes, and I've been wondering what makes you so curious. That's deep enough. It's a mighty friendly thing you two have done. It seems all wrong to have to pay you back like this.
Why do you do it?
Because I've made up my mind that you're no more road agent than I am peace officer. And because I want no man to be able to say he saw me alive around these parts.
The man who killed him saw you?
I got a hunch he won't talk much. Now take off that mask, unless you want me to do it afterward.
Well, Tonto, guess this is it.
I still don't get it. A masked man and an Indian walk in here, bold as brass, tell me a wild story about Feeney McArdle and the Watkin brothers, and expect me to believe them.
I told you before my mask was on the side of law and order. We came to you for information. Do you think we would have walked in here with our guns holstered if I weren't telling the truth?
Well, no, that part of your story makes sense. All right, mister. I'll take you on trust. But I don't have to believe everything you've told me. Especially that part about Feeney McArdle shooting Dave Watkin.
Lige Watkin was there when it happened. It's my guess he'll come here to get even with Feeney.
Why, don't ring true, mister. Feeney McArdle wouldn't step on a bug.
When did McArdle settle down here?
About 2 years ago. Moved his watchmaking shop next to the bank. And he's been the quietest, most decent citizen we've ever had.
Was he in town this morning?
Goes out every morning, bright and early. He has to get some air in his lungs. Sits over his watchmaking all day and works half of the night.
Why should he carry sacks of dirt out of town? And another thing that puzzles me. The way the bullet went through Dave. Not horizontally, but as though McArdle held the gun with his feet.
Well, that's not possible.
I know, Tonto. Yet the bullet went in on an upward path.
You're way off the trail. If Feeney McArdle killed a desperado, wouldn't he come in here and tell me about it?
Would he?
Sure.
Then why didn't he?
Because he didn't do it. And I'll tell you something else, mister. That little fella never handled a gun in his life. All he knows is watches.
He couldn't fire the gun with his feet. And Dave had the drop on him. Sheriff, I'd like to look at that buggy he was driving. Where does he keep it?
In the stable, back of the store.
I'm going to bend the minute hand up so it catches against the glass and the watch won't work. Tommy, you take it in there. Keep him busy while I look around. Let me have your knife.
This tunnel goes right through to the bank. Comes up under a broom closet, where nobody can notice the loose boards.
Well, if the tunnel's finished, why do you keep digging?
I want to enlarge this into an underground room. Special work. Might come in handy.
And what you dig, you smuggle out of town in them sacks before anybody's awake, huh?
That's right. Dump it in an old mine shaft, where it don't draw any attention.
Then where do I fit in? If this tunnel leads to the bank and you've got the combination to the safe...
I can open it blindfolded. I've opened it 50 times.
Then why do you want me to stage a holdup? Why don't you just go in and clean the stuff out yourself?
I want to do it slowly, my own way.
What way is that?
Got $20?
Think so. Yeah.
There. Nobody lost anything by that, did they?
Well, I don't see how. Paper's as good as gold.
Some paper. You just lost $20. That bill is counterfeit. Oh, you can't spot it. I'm the best engraver in the business. And that's my business. Make 'em, switch 'em, have the bank passing. Smart, eh?
Yeah, plenty.
Only trouble is, there's a federal bank examiner due here just about now. And those guys can almost smell the bad stuff.
I think I understand.
There's about $20,000 up in that safe. Most of it's bad.
What's that?
I mean, somebody just came into my shop. You stay here. You stage a hold up in that bank this afternoon in broad daylight and clean it out. And nobody will know if the money is counterfeit. And I can go on with my little business.
And what happens to me?
You'll be taken care of. You got my word on it.
You too, mister. You got my word.
Hello. What can I do for you?
You look inside, maybe fix.
Where'd you get a gold watch? Well, you've got a broken mainspring there, and I'll have to replace the pivot. Come back in a couple of days.
Well, that watch not so broke before.
What do you know about watches? You brought it in for repair, didn't you?
You fix too much, me take.
Oh, don't be hasty. I'll give it another look. That's a very fine timepiece. You're a stranger in town, aren't you?
Me have some friends.
Yeah? Law-abiding ones, I hope. Tell me, why were you trying to open that door?
Nobody here. Me think somebody there.
That's a logical explanation for any day. But not today. Lige, come on up. Lige, I want you to look at somebody. All right, you. In there.
Where's your pal?
Him close by.
Yes, I believe that. The minute you set eyes on him, you know they go together like hominy and grits. The fella in the mask won't be far away.
And you don't think that's safe?
Look, I've tangled with the two of them before. And I've told them about you. I ain't holding up no bank while one of them's on the loose.
All right, we'll eliminate both of them.
We?
I will. This fella didn't come in here without his partner knowing about it. So his partner's probably waiting for him outside. Tie him up.
Why don't we just shoot him?
Here? And have a body to carry away? Tie him up and put him in the tunnel. Is the other one as dangerous as this one?
He's worse. Now do you feel so easy about taking care of him?
Well, I don't intend to give him an even break. Only fools do that. Tie him up. I'm going for a drive in my buggy.
What for?
You want the coast clear when you rob the bank, don't you?
Well, sure, but...
If that masked man is interested in me, too, I'll give him a chance to get into some real trouble.
Reckon you fixed that watch so good, Feeney can't make it go again.
Maybe it isn't the watch that's keeping Tonto there. He may have run into trouble.
Great snakes, man. Even to what you suspicion is fact. What could little Feeney McArdle do against Tonto?
Lige Watkin might be in there, too. Did you ever think of that?
Well, I'll go right over and find out.
Hold on, Sheriff.
Hey, that is kind of funny. Of course, Tonto might not be there at all.
That's his horse outside the store. I'm going after McArdle.
What about Tonto?
If If he's in there, he's probably all right. He can take care of himself. I'll be back.
Get him! Get him! Go on, go on!
You're in a hurry, stranger.
Well, when I saw a man in a black mask riding after me.
This isn't a holdup. I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, certainly. What, Lige Watkins?
And you do know him.
I even know he's going to hold up the bank this afternoon.
The bank?
Yeah, move closer and I'll tell you more. That's right. Now, let's settle down and talk. And I was told you were dangerous. Well, the bank will be closed in a couple of minutes. They've all left now, but Banker Huggins and the chief clerk. That means the safe is still open. You shouldn't have any trouble.
Don't worry, I won't.
And don't make any mistake about where we meet afterwards.
Same grove of cottonwoods where I buried my brother.
Yeah, you better get going. His brother?
That him?
Lige Watkins.
Why, that sneaking little Feeny McArdle. That lying, battered runt.
He wasn't lying about the holdup. Lige's heading for the bank.
I hate crooks. Watch me stop him at the door.
None of that, Sheriff. We want to take him alive if possible.
All right, mister. But if he shoots Banker Huggins, that blood's on your hands.
Banker Huggins won't provoke him. At this moment, his chief clerk is covering Lige from a closet.
How do you know?
I arranged it with them before I came back here.
Gentlemen Wildcats, man, I'm the sheriff around here. I like to be told about these things.
The one thing I'd like to tell you is how things are with Tonto. But all this is building a road that'll take us to him.
Indian! That was his brother you buried this morning. Lige Watkins' brother. You know what Lige thinks he's going to do? He thinks he's going to get that money and then shoot me. We can't let that happen, can we? I think I'll have to change my plans and do something I didn't intend to do. Think I'll have to let that bank examiner find those counterfeit bills on Lige.
Can't let him get away with it. You sneaking, hypocritical little sidewinder. Drop that gun.
Just doing your work for you, Sheriff. That fella's a bank robber.
Well, you certainly do it neat and tidy. I thought you never could handle a gun.
Can't tell what you'll do in an emergency.
I think Mr. McArdle knows a lot about guns.
Sheriff, there's another one. I thought I killed you.
You might have if I hadn't put a blank in that gun you rigged on your buggy. An Indian came in your store earlier. Where is he?
I don't know.
Let's take him inside. And, Sheriff, you'd better watch him. He's like a rattler.
Get that body over at the corner. I'll see to it later. Inside.
But, Sheriff, I was only doing my duty.
All right, we'll find out.
The man was robbing a bank.
I said all right, we'd find out.
Don't you want him stopped?
Tonto! 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 All right, Feeney. Where is he?
Well, this is a little surprising. When a man shoots a bank robber, he expects to be treated as a hero.
What did you do with the Indian?
Instead of that, I'm being treated as a bandit's accomplice.
Feeney, Did you shoot Dave Watkin yesterday?
I shot someone that tried to hold me up. Any man has a right to protect himself.
When you get right down to it, there's no case against this fella. Nothing that we can prove.
You were carrying bags of soil in the back of your buggy. Why?
I don't have to answer that.
The same kind of soil that's on this towel. Lots of it. As though a man had been digging and hadn't time to wash all of it off his hands. What was that?
Sounded like a bell coming from somewhere. Don't move! Now I'm convinced.
Half of them genuine, the other half counterfeit. And this could have gone on for years.
I think it was an inspiration to have a bank pass my stuff.
It was a clever swindle. But all lawbreakers outsmart themselves. These plates, and the things we found in your tunnel, will make very convincing evidence.
Feeney, I hope they clap you in a jug so deep and thick you won't get out if you tunnel from now until the last trumpet. You plumb blasted my faith in human nature. You made a fool out of me and everybody else in this town.
Your friends are leaving. Don't you want to say goodbye to them?
I wouldn't take my hands or eyes off of you for a second.
I don't blame you. I don't come any smarter. Unless maybe that fella in the mask.
He's smarter than any crook in the West, Feeney.
Who is he?
Don't you know? He's the Lone Ranger.
Time in a month, the notorious Bull Gunderson gang had struck, and then split up into pairs to make their trails harder to follow.
Well, there's the hideout, Terry. That's where we wait for Lou and Vince.
Gee, you got a lot of hiding places, Bull. This is one even I didn't know about.
That's because you haven't been with me long, kid. We only use this one when we pull some really big jobs, like the last one.
Well, when do you figure Lou and Vince ought to get here?
Well, they should have been here before us. I had them use the shortcut. Well, come on, let's get this money hidden. Ever see a prettier sight? Close to $250,000 in that vault of mine.
Boy, I never thought I'd see that much money.
You earned your share of it, kid. Every last dollar of it. Oh. When I think back to the day I first found you, you were wounded, sick, half-starved, your ma and pa killed by the Indians. I told you then, remember? This is a dog-eat-dog world. You want money, you gotta go out and get it for yourself. Don't expect anybody to bring it to you. Well, I was right, wasn't I?
I guess you were, Bull.
You know, the trouble with you, kid, is you still got a conscience. Now, that's something I never was bothered with. I wasn't too sure of you at first. I didn't know whether you had the makings of a good outlaw or not.
I've often wondered about that, Bull. I wasn't like the rest of you. Why did you take me in?
Because I needed you, boy. My best man, Joe Curley. Just died of the fever. Now, the law didn't know that. I wanted them to go on thinking he was still alive. I knew they'd never suspect an innocent-looking kid like you had taken his place.
Well, I'm mighty grateful to you, Bull. I guess if you hadn't come along when you did, I might have died out there.
Hey, I'm getting a little worried. Lou and Vince are way overdue. Look here, boy. There's a little town called Pine Gap, about 20 miles from here. Now, you're not known over there. I want you to ride over there, nose around, see what you can find out. Buy a newspaper. The whole territory ought to know about that last job of ours by now. There's sure to be something in the papers.
All right, Bull. I'll go right away.
Be careful.
No use, Kimasabi. You're not find tracks anywhere here.
It's all right, Tonto. I found them again, on the other side of the river, about a mile downstream.
You think them tracks are Bull Gunderson and Joe Curley?
I'm almost sure they are. Only an outlaw as smart as Gunderson would leave a trail that's difficult to follow.
Where them headed?
Well, they seem to be going in the direction of a town named Pine Gap.
That's a long way yet. We stop for food now?
Later, Tonto. Right now, I'm much more interested in seeing the look on Gunderson's face when you and I show up, instead of the two outlaws he's expecting, Lou Garth and Vince Bailey.
You think him not know we already captured them and turned them over to law?
I'm hoping he doesn't. If he's not expecting us, the chances of our taking him by surprise will be that much better.
The sooner we pick up his trail, the sooner we'll bring him to justice. Come on, let's go.
Hiya, Bull.
Hello, kid. What took you so long, kid? I thought you'd never get here.
Well, I heard a rumor that Lou and Vince had been captured.
What?
So I waited for the stage to get in with the late newspapers from Banyonville. Look.
Late yesterday, 2 members of the notorious Gunderson gang were turned over to the sheriff by a masked man and an Indian who had captured them after a long and bitter chase. Although the masked man refused to identify himself and disappeared before he could be questioned, it was generally believed that he could only have been the famous and much acclaimed hero of the Western Plains known as the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger. I knew the law would never take Lou and Vince, but I hadn't counted on the Ranger.
Well, have you had run-ins with him before?
Oh, no. I've been too smart for that. I managed to steer clear of him whenever he got near. But now it looks like it's time for a showdown.
Well, do you figure Lou and Vince told him where the hideout is?
No, they never talk. But that isn't going to stop the Lone Ranger from coming after us and finding us. He's got a knack of tracking men, even when they don't leave no tracks.
Well, then we better get out of here fast.
No, kid. I think he'd find us wherever we went. I think the time has come now to stop running away from that hombre and start running towards him.
What do you mean?
Just this. I'm not going to try and outfight, or outshoot him. I'd probably lose. But I have got a brain just as good as he has, so I'm going to outsmart him.
How?
By using you.
I don't get you.
Look, kid, we've got pretty near $250,000 stashed away under that floor. Now, we're not going to get a chance to enjoy a penny of it until we dispose of the masked man and his Indian pal once and for all. Are you with me?
I guess so.
Good. Now, listen. He doesn't know you or anything about you. He still thinks the 4th member of my gang is Joe Curley. Now, supposing somewhere along the trail while he's tracking down Curley and me, he comes across you, all beaten up. And supposing you was to tell him how 2 outlaws that fit the description of Curley and me did the job on you. I reckon he'd want to help you, don't you think so?
I guess he would.
Sure he would. Kid, you got a face so innocent anybody would trust it.
Supposing he does fall for the bait, what would I do then?
Well, you lead him into a trap that we got all ready and waiting. There'll be no ambush, no fighting, no gunplay. When the time comes, the masked man and the Indian will just be swallowed up.
Swallowed up? How?
You remember those old abandoned mine shafts out Oak Hill way?
Yeah.
You know the ones they haven't covered up?
Uh-huh.
Well, now, just supposing you and me was to cover one of them with enough leaves and twigs so it wouldn't bear the weight of 2 men, and just supposing the Lone Ranger and the Indian was to just fall into it.
It's not as deep as I thought.
Huh? That's all at 20 feet down there, and those walls are sheer. Anyone falls in there, he'll never get out.
Supposing somebody comes by.
Oh, no one's used this trail for years. It's been deserted.
It's gonna take a lot of dirt to cover that hole.
Yeah. I'll come back and finish that up later. Right now, we gotta get down to that crossroads. That masked man, the Indian, are as hot on our trail as I think they are. They'll be coming along any minute. I've got to find you there at the crossroads to make sure they come this way.
Right. Let's go.
All right, kid, I guess this is far enough. We don't want to leave hoofprints or footprints near the trail where they'll find you. Now, your story is going to be that you dragged yourself through the bushes to get there. That's just what you're going to do.
Oh, I get it. I roll in the dirt, mess myself up, and make them think I've taken a beating.
I'm sorry, kid. That's not good enough.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean this.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Sorry, kid. I had to do it. The Ranger's too smart to be taken in by any phony beating. It had to be the real thing.
You think of everything, don't you?
Oh, just keep your mind on the money. That'll make the pain go away. Well, that cheek's beginning to swell up nicely. That bruise will look mighty convincing.
Sure feels convincing.
All right, I'm going back to the shaft, finish that camouflage job. Now, you start crawling to the crossroads. When you get there, just lie still and wait. If we've got any sort of luck, you won't have to wait long for the masked man and the Indian.
Do we have to kill him?
Look, kid, I told you it's them or us. Now get going. I'll be waiting for you back at the shaft. I'll leave a good, clear trail for him to follow.
There's a trail crossroads ahead, Tonto. If our hunch is right and Gunderson and Curly are headed for Pine Gap, they'll have taken the left turn.
Oh! Did you hear that? Come from up ahead.
Help! Help!
Why, he's just a boy, Tonto.
Someone beat him up bad.
Masked. And I thought you were a friend.
I am a friend.
No, you're not. You're an owl hoot, just like those two who beat me up and stole my horse.
If we were really outlaws, son, we wouldn't stop and look after you like this. You should judge us by what we do, not by what we wear.
I reckon you're right about that. Those two who beat me up weren't masked, but they sure acted like outlaws.
Who are you, son?
My name is Britt. Terry Britt.
You tell us what happened.
Well, it was about a half a mile over that way. I was riding toward Pine Gap when these two jumped out at me, and one was a 6-footer, and the other had thick, short, curly hair.
Certainly sounds like Gunderson and Curly.
Who?
Never mind, son. Just tell us the rest of what happened.
Well, one of their horses had gone lame, and they had to leave it behind. That's why they jumped me, so that they could have mine and keep going where they were headed.
Did you hear any hint of where that might be?
Well, yeah. It was after they'd beat me up. Reckon they thought I was unconscious. They mentioned something about getting to the Oak Hill mining area before nightfall.
Mining area? That mean I'm not go to Pine Gap like you think, Kimasami?
No. I don't see what they expect to gain by reaching Oak Hill.
Well, they talked about a hideout near there somewhere, with lots of money cached away. They were going to pick up the money and then head for the border.
I'm glad we found you, Terry. If we capture these men as a result of the information you've given us, you'll get a big reward.
I don't want a reward.
You'll deserve it. Any honest citizen who helps bring crooks to justice is entitled to the gratitude of his neighbors. I'm going after Gunderson and Curly. Tonto, you better stay here and look after Terry.
Oh, no such thing. I want to go with you. I've got a score to settle with those crooks myself.
But you have no horse, boy.
Well, I could ride with one of you, couldn't I?
That campfire was very recently put out, Tonto. Gunderson and Curly must have stopped here to eat.
Them take plenty rocky ground, no footprints.
But it has to be them, Tonto. The hoof prints of their two horses were plain all the way up the path.
That's right. Prints plenty clear. Them head for mining area like you say.
So we're gaining on them. How are you holding up, Terry?
Fine, but let's keep after them. I can tell by the landmarks that we're nearing the Oak Hill section.
Silver and Scout need a little water. Would you take them down by the stream and get them a drink? Tonto and I will look around here for a while.
Sure thing.
You think boy tell truth?
Don't you?
Me not sure. Him look honest and sound honest, but me not feel right about him.
He strikes me the same way. I've never seen a more honest face. Well, I don't know. There's something else. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think he's an unhappy boy and a frightened one.
You think him lead us on wild goose chase?
No, I'm convinced we're on the trail of Gunderson and Curly. All the clues point to it.
Then you do think him tell truth?
About where Gunderson and Curly are headed, yes. But the question is Terry helping us to find them, or is he leading us into a trap?
What we do, tie up boy and leave him behind?
No, Tonto. We must capture Gunderson at all costs. If Terry is honest, the trail will lead us to Gunderson. If Terry is crooked, he'll lead us to Gunderson. We'll have to risk the danger and keep our eyes and ears open at every moment. Look, one of them dismounted there, while the other one led the horses through the woods. There are only the boot prints of one man from here on.
What do you make of it?
I'm not sure.
I know this country pretty well, mister. There's lots of old open mine shafts and pits along this path, some of them hidden by underbrush. I think the outlaws knew about it, too, and figured it'd be safer on foot from here.
I've heard of those mine shafts. We better leave Silver and Scout here while we follow those boot prints and see where they lead us. I don't like this, Tonto. I have a feeling there's something wrong.
We have same feeling. Too quiet.
Do you think it's some kind of an ambush?
I don't know, Terry. It could be.
Maybe we ought to turn back.
These boot prints lead somewhere. If Gunderson and Curley are waiting at the other end, well, they're the men we came after. We'll have to risk it.
Ouch!
What's the matter?
I got a stone on my boot. I'll have it out in a second.
Great work, kid. You couldn't have done it better. What's the matter with you?
I feel sick. I never killed anybody before.
Oh, you'll get over it.
Are you sure they're really dead, Bull?
Of course I did, kid.
I wish I could be sure. It'd be awful if they were still alive down there and had to die being thirsty.
Now, look, kid, I tell you, it's solid rock down there. I've been down in these things. No one can survive a fall down there. Now, come on, let's get our horses.
Boy, double crosses. Yes, he must have been working for Gunderson all along. Mr. Gunderson laid a neat little trap for us, Tonto, but he forgot one item. It's been raining heavily all winter. The water carried lots of mud and underbrush down to the bottom of this shaft. If it hadn't, we'd be as dead as he thinks we are.
How we get out? Wall's too steep, no way to climb.
We'll have to find a way.
Hey, what are you going to do with that?
I gotta see if they're alive, Bull. I can't just leave them down there like this.
Going soft on me.
Well, no, Bull, but, well, these weren't bad fellas. They took good care of me when they thought I was hurt. They're square shooters. They really try to help folks.
Yeah, I see. And supposing you do find them still alive, what are you going to do? Toss them a rope, haul them out, nurse them back to health again, then give yourself up to them? Is that it?
Well, no, Bull. We still have time to get the money and make a getaway. They couldn't follow us. But it just isn't human to leave them down there like this.
Okay, kid. Man's got to do what he has to do. I'll let you down. Give me the rope. Sorry I had to do that, kid. You were just too soft.
Oh, my leg! Oh! You are alive.
That's right, Terry.
Well, go on. Kill me. I have it coming to me. I tried to kill you.
We try to save lives, Terry, not take them.
Feel like boy's leg broken.
I have a hard time setting it down here. We must find a way to get out.
I don't get it. Why should you try to help me after what I did to you?
Maybe we don't think you're quite as bad as you think you are, Terry. Just what became of Joe Curley? Was he in on this trap, too?
No, he died months ago of the fever. I took his place.
So that's how Gunderson fooled us all. Where's he headed now, Terry? Or don't you want to help us find him?
Oh, sure I do, mister. I'll help any way I can. He's got a hideout place over near Pine Gap. All the bank money's hidden there. He'll try to pick it up and head for the border.
That doesn't give us much time to stop him, Tonto.
Stop him? You sound like we're really going to get out of here. Look at these walls. They're straight up and down and sheer rock. Nobody could climb them.
I don't intend to climb them. But there is a way out. Especially since you so thoughtfully brought this rope down with you.
Well, what good's the rope down here? We can't pull ourselves up on it.
There may be a way that we can.
Silver! Silver! Come on, boy. How you figure a horse is going to help us when he's up there and we're down here?
Don't underestimate Silver. He's a very intelligent horse and a very strong one. Silver!
Here, Silver. Come on, boy.
Not quite enough.
Made it.
The rope, big fella. Put your feet in the loop. Put your feet in the loop, big fella. You can do it. He's done it. Steady, boy. Hold steady now. I'm coming right up. Steady, boy.
How do you feel, Terry?
Oh, my leg kind of hurts, but I'm so glad to get out of there alive. Nothing else matters.
Tonto, do you think you can set his leg without any help from me?
A break not too bad. We not need help.
Good. I'm going after Gunderson. We can't risk letting him get across the border with all that money. It would ruin too many people.
Well, you just keep following that trail, mister, and you can't miss his hideout. And this time I'm not lying.
I'm sure you're not, Terry. Stay right where you are, Gunderson. How did you get out of that shaft? Never mind how I got out. Just drop that money.
You'll have to kill me first.
I don't intend to kill you. The law wants you alive. Drop it, I said.
Why? So I could spend the rest of my life in prison? No, thanks.
On your feet, Gunderson. I'm taking you and the money in just as I said I would. We've told the sheriff all about you, Terry. You'll have to pay for your crimes, of course. But since you've helped to capture Gunderson and agreed to testify against him, the law may be lenient with you.
Gee, thanks, mister. I sure appreciate what you've done for me.
You've helped yourself, Terry, by seeing how wrong you were. I hope we'll be hearing nothing but good reports about you from now on. Goodbye, Terry. Come on, Tonto.
So, you want to spill everything, huh? I save your life when you're sick and starving. This is the thanks I get.
You didn't save my life, Bull. You wrecked it. I only wish the masked man and the Indian had found me instead of you. I wouldn't be in here now.
Oh, I'm not good enough for you, huh? You don't want to be like Bull Gunderson anymore.
I sure don't. From now on, there's only one man I want to be like. He's the Lone Ranger.
I want to talk to you.
Yeah?
What's happened to you, Charlie? A few months ago, you were head of your class in school. Well-liked and respected. A boy everybody was proud of. And now look at you.
Maybe I've learned a few things.
You've forgotten a few things, too, son. What about your mother? You were just a homeless Indian kid when Mrs. Judd took you in. She gave you a good home and a fine education. Even adopted you legally. You know, folks expected a lot from you.
Folks expected too much.
Well, they certainly didn't expect you to turn out to be a petty thief.
Instead of wasting your time on me, why don't you go after somebody like Bart Walton?
I'd go after Walton if I had any evidence.
That's one way of saying he's too smart for you.
All right, that's enough. Go ahead. Go on.
Charlie.
Mom.
Charlie, why did you do it?
Please, Ma, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I want to talk about it. Son, if you needed money, why didn't you tell me?
Not here, Ma. Wait till we get home.
All right, son. He's free to go now, isn't he, Jim?
Yes, Mary, I hope you can talk some sense into him.
Don't worry about us. Good night, Jim, and thanks.
The ungrateful whelp, he ought to be horsewhipped.
Bart Walton's the one that should be horsewhipped. Charlie was a good kid until he met up with that crook.
Bart's a bad influence, all right.
He's worse than that. He's behind every crime in this county. Yet I can't lay a finger on him.
He'll slip up someday.
When? He outguesses us at every turn. And then struts around town, corrupting young kids like Charlie. All because the law says we can't jail a man without evidence.
Gone home?
Yeah. I'm fed up.
you had to wait, Bart.
What kept you so long?
Now, the Judd kid got into trouble again.
These amateurs never learn. What'd you find out about the bank's money shipment?
They're not going to ship it till they get more guards. We'll have to knock off the bank itself.
We don't have enough men for a bank job.
Charlie Judd's been begging you to cut him in on something, hasn't he?
He's just a kid.
Yeah, but he's a darn smart one.
All right, boss, it's your show.
Now, listen. Tomorrow night, the moon sets at 2 o'clock. Leave your horses in back of the bank. Me hear bad news, Kimasabi.
Bad news?
Me hear talk about Indian boy Charlie Judd.
That's an odd name for an Indian.
White lady named Mrs. Judd bring him up. Make him her son.
She adopted him.
Her send boy to school. Him learn much. Indian people proud. Think someday maybe him speak in white man's council.
An educated man who understands both white men and Indians could do much to help the West.
But him not help anybody. Him no good.
What do you mean?
Men in town say him lie, steal, him go round with crooks.
If that's true, Tonto, he'd stir up resentment against your people, discourage further efforts to educate Indian children. Where does he live?
Box Creek. We go there?
Yes, we must try to straighten Charlie out.
Fuse is all set, boys. Good. Are you feeling nervous, kid?
Why should I? You fellas seem to know what you're doing.
Seeing as how this is your first job, we're going to let you light the fuse.
I don't mind.
Get behind the desk, Steve. Remember, we're going to leave here. We split up. I'll meet you in 4 hours at Hangman's Stump and take you to the hideout.
Right. You ready?
Yeah. Get down before you get your head blown off.
I want you to see that I'm not afraid.
Get down, you idiot. It'll blow you to kingdom come. Charlie, keep the back way clear for us. Right. All clear?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Where have you been, Charlie?
I had some business to attend to.
I want the truth, Charlie. What have you been up to?
Nothing, Ma. Everything's all right.
What's in that blanket?
Some of my things.
Your things?
Yes, Ma, I have to go away for a while.
What have you done?
Nothing I'm ashamed of.
You're joining up with Bart Walton, aren't you?
Leave me alone, Ma. I know what I'm doing.
But Walton's a crook. Charlie, I've never bothered you before or interfered. But please, please don't do this.
I'm sorry, Ma.
I need you here on the farm.
I won't be gone long. Oh, please, Ma, try to understand and try to trust me.
I'm afraid you're asking a little too much. It's hard to say this, son, but I must have failed in some way or you wouldn't be doing this.
It's not your fault, Ma.
I love you, son, as though you were my own flesh and blood. But I have to do what I think is right.
I know, Ma.
If you join Bart Walton's gang, you're no longer welcome in this house. Goodbye, son.
Walton's a crook the law's been trying to trap for a long time.
We stop boy before him get away?
No, I want to talk to Mrs. Judd. You follow Charlie and see if he meets Walton.
Me leave trail for you.
Good.
Charlie. Charlie, you didn't... Oh,
Don't be alarmed, Mrs. Judd.
if you're one of Bart Walton's men, Charlie's already gone.
I'm no friend of Walton's. I'd like to help you.
I don't need help from your kind.
I'm no outlaw, Mrs. Judd, and I hope to prevent Charlie from becoming one.
Who are you, and why are you interested in my boy?
The education and opportunities that you gave Charlie have made him a symbol for the future of his race. If he becomes a criminal, he'll discredit his people and provoke racial intolerance.
You're too late. Charlie's already gone.
I know. Did he say where he was going?
No,
How long has he known Bart Walton?
I'm not sure. The boy began changing about a month ago.
In just what way did he change?
He became moody. He started talking about the number of crimes committed and the few criminals who were caught. He began staying out late. That's when I discovered he was meeting Bart Walton and other no-accounts. 2 nights ago, he was arrested trying to rob a store.
It's a tragic and familiar story, Mrs. Judd.
But he was a good boy. He changed so quickly I didn't know what to do. I couldn't... He's coming back. It's Joe Blake, the deputy sheriff. The rest of my life, every time somebody rides in, I'll be hoping it's Charlie.
I'd rather not answer any questions about my mask. May I step into the next room?
I don't know why, but for some reason I trust you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mrs. Judd.
Howdy, Mrs. Judd. Charlie around?
No, he's left town.
Do you know where he went?
No. Is anything wrong?
The 3 men robbed the bank early this morning.
Oh, no.
The sheriff and a posse are out looking for him now.
Were any of the men recognized?
Well, it was dark, but Tom Zeller thinks Charlie was one of them.
But that's impossible. Charlie didn't leave the house until an hour ago.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess Tom was mistaken. I'm sorry to have bothered you, Mrs. Judd.
Not at all.
You didn't tell the truth, Mrs. Judd.
I had to protect my son.
You're not protecting him. You're just making it easier for him to commit further crimes. You'd better see the sheriff and tell him the truth.
Where are you going?
To find Charlie and the Walton gang.
Oh, no.
I have no choice, Mrs. Judd.
Put your hands up. Get down. All right, come over here. All right, turn around. I don't know who you are or why you're following me, but I'm not going to waste time trying to find out.
What you do?
I'm going to tie you up. Get over there. I almost didn't make it, Sheriff. An Indian on a paint was following me.
Following you? You think Bart's suspicious?
I'll have to take that chance.
Who else is in the gang besides Bart?
Steve Kramer is the only one I've seen. But I'm almost sure Bart's getting his tips from somebody in town.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah, I can't ask too many questions or they'll suspect me.
Now that you're in the gang, how are we going to keep in touch with each other?
Well, there are hideouts near Hangman's Stump. I'll leave notes for you there.
Anything else?
You heard about last night's job.
Yeah. Tom Zeller said he thought he recognized you, so I had to send Blake out and question your mother.
Oh, no. Look, Sheriff, we've got to tell her we're breaking her heart.
Charlie, when you came to me with this scheme, I told you I'd agreed to it only on one condition, that it's kept an absolute secret. I haven't even told Blake.
You should have seen her this morning. I almost broke down and told her.
It'll only be a few more days. Just as soon as you find out where they hid the money for the rest of their robberies, I'll arrest the whole bunch.
All right, Sheriff. Well, I better get going.
Good luck.
What happened? Me walk in a trap.
Charlie?
Him smart, but him bad medicine, Kimasabi.
Well, at least he's not a killer.
What you learned from Mrs. Judd?
3 men robbed the bank last night. Judging from the evidence, one of them was Charlie.
Well, that's why him run away.
Yes. I'm counting on him to lead us to the rest of the gang. Come on.
Where you been?
I had a little trouble getting away from the house.
You got to learn to be on time if we're going to get along.
Sure, Bart. Where's the hideout?
Come on, I'll show you.
There's nobody here, Tonto.
Kimasabi. Other horse here. Other footprints.
The other horse was here first. Someone must have waited for Charlie inside the shack.
Tracks lead away in different directions.
Looks like Charlie's friend headed back to town.
Him get red clay on boots here, Kimasabi.
Charlie's seen you, Tonto, so I'll follow him from now on. You go after his friend with the clay on his boots. I want to know who he is.
Did you get rid of the money all right, Bart?
Yeah.
You mean the money's not here?
No. The boss takes care of it for us.
You talk too much, Steve.
Wait a minute. Aren't you bossing this outfit?
I am as far as you're concerned. Let it go at that.
Sorry.
Give me a hand.
Sure. Play poker, kid?
Afraid not. If you don't mind, I'd like to look around a bit.
Help yourself. Be back in time to rustle up some grub.
Right.
You better tail him, Steve. He's been asking too many questions.
Well, every greenhorn asks questions.
I know, but I'm not taking any chances. Go on.
All right.
All right, Mr. Reach. Give me that paper and don't try any tricks. Now turn around. Drop your guns. To the sheriff, huh? Well, that dirty double-crossing polecat. All right, turn around and start walking. And be careful, because I ain't a bit particular about who I shoot. All right, move.
Vanished into thin air.
Hey, an Indian on a paint just rode up. He's fooling around with your horse.
What if he is? I doubt it. An Indian on a paint?
Yeah.
Come on. All right, Injun. What are you doing?
Me not do anything.
Yeah, I know. Get in the office. You're going to answer a few questions. Come on. All right, Injun, start talking. Did Walton pay you to keep an eye on Charlie Judd?
Charlie?
Come on, speak up.
Me not know, Walton.
You'll have to do better than that. You followed Charlie. You picked up my trail at the cabin, and you followed me here, didn't you?
Why you meet crook like Charlie?
I'm just about fed up with you, Injun.
I'll be back. I have to see Mrs. Deal about that fight at her place last night.
All right, by the time you get back, I'll have this Injun talking.
So you were double-crossing us. You know what we do to double-crossers. And they're pals.
He's no pal of mine. I never saw him before today.
You expect me to believe that?
Since when do masked men work for the law?
If you wasn't in on the scheme, how'd you know where to find this letter?
I saw him hide it. Naturally, I was curious.
Why were you hanging around?
If you're Bart Walton, I was looking for you.
Yeah?
I hear you run a successful outfit. If you need another gun hand, I might be interested.
All right, mister. I'll give you a chance to prove you're on the level.
That's all I ask.
If you're an outlaw, you ought to hate double-crossers as much as we do. Suppose you take care of this one.
What do you mean?
Shoot him.
Shoot a defenseless man?
It's the only way you'll convince me you two ain't in cahoots.
All right. Give me one of my guns.
Wait. Let me have it. You've proved yourself. I'm going to let you have one bullet.
One's enough.
One ain't going to do you much good against the two of us.
Isa Dorat. Isa Sakwadase.
Neti.
What are you trying to pull?
I only told him to prepare to die. Wasate.
The boss, Bart.
Yeah.
Joe Blake. What's going on here?
We found out Charlie's been working with the sheriff.
And that's what I came to tell you. Who's this man?
That's an hombre that wants to join the gang. He's going to take care of Charlie to prove he's on the level.
Well, let's have a look at him. Take off your mask.
Seeing my face won't prove anything. Suppose we finish this job first.
All right. Hurry up.
Nice shooting, mister.
I'd better shoot him again to make sure.
Good idea.
Well, there was only one bullet in this gun. If you don't mind, Bart.
Sure. I gotta admit you're all right.
Thanks. Get your hands up, all of you.
Why are you...
I wouldn't advise you to try it. All right, Charlie, get up and take their guns.
Why, well, you didn't shoot him.
Of course I didn't.
If you crooks understood the Indian language, you'd know he said he'd shoot past me and for me to fall as if I'd taken a bullet to the heart.
I'll get even with you if it's the last thing I do.
Considering where you're going, that's rather an empty threat. Get some rope, Charlie. We'll tie them up.
Well, there it is. Every cent they ever took, right here in the strong box that we found over at Blake's house.
You must have been afraid to spend it for fear you'd arouse suspicion.
There's a big reward coming to both of you.
The reward belongs to Charlie.
If it hadn't been for you, the whole plan would have failed.
I don't want money, Charlie. I just want you to be a credit to your people. A man who'll make the West a finer place.
I'll certainly try. But you ought to...
Charlie.
Ma.
Your Indian friend told me everything. Oh, Charlie, I'm so proud.
No, Ma, there's nothing to cry about.
I know it's foolish, but I just can't help it. Son, will you ever forgive me for all the things I said?
Of course, Ma. And I'll never hide anything from you again. Say, I want you to meet...
Oh, he asked me to say goodbye to both of you.
But I don't even know who he is.
I didn't either at first. But you should have guessed when he refused the reward. He's a man that's become a legend, Charlie. He's the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver! Away!
In Border City, George Wilson, the masked man's secret banker, would convert the silver bars into cash for their simple, everyday expenses.
You'd better wait here with Silver and Scout.
Me wait, Kimisame.
Who is he, Mace?
I don't know, but he's wearing a mask. Maybe Wilson's hiring himself a gunslinger.
Yeah, it's a good thing the boss decided to have him watched.
Well, you need more than one man if he figures in standing up to the boss.
Come in. The Lone Ranger.
Hello, George. Sorry to disturb you at this late hour, but I've run out of money.
I've never been so glad to see anyone in my whole life. I was beginning to think you'd found yourself a new banker.
You know better than that?
I suppose the time did seem longer than usual because of all the trouble we've been having.
Trouble?
Yes. Sit down. Yes, you remember the last trip you made here? I told you about an Englishman by the name of Ashton.
The man who owns the cafe?
Yeah, the dirty crook just about owns the whole town, including the sheriff and the mayor. Now he's hoping to take over my bank.
I don't understand. How'd he manage that in such a short time?
He posed as a responsible citizen while he was building up a secret organization. He had most of his men elected to office. Now he uses them to distort the law whenever he wants to take over another business property.
When the people found out what he was up to, there must have been some effort to stop him.
There was, but Ashton imported thugs and gunslingers from all over the West. Men who opposed him were killed or they mysteriously disappeared. Others, especially men with families, moved away.
Ashton will want to know who that masked man is. Come on.
Do all that must have taken a lot of money.
Oh, Ashton had a lot of money. He was smuggling guns across the border. That's his real business.
Gun smuggling, eh?
Army supply trains were attacked, robbed, and massacred all over the West. The stolen guns and ammunition somehow found their way here to Ashton, and then across the border.
Are you sure about those facts, George?
Positive. But it would be pretty hard to prove it because most of the men who told me these things are dead.
What about the Army and the federal government? Haven't they done anything?
All federal investigators have tried to get some evidence against Ashton, but they failed. The Army has practically closed the border, but they can't patrol it much longer because the men are needed elsewhere.
If the border's closed and the raids on munition supply trains have continued, Ashton must be stockpiling the stolen guns, waiting for the Army to relax its border patrol.
Exactly. Lone Ranger, if you could find out where Ashton's hidden those guns, we'd have the evidence we need.
Put up hands.
Huh?
I said put up hands.
Who are you and what do you want?
Why you spy at window?
Why, that's part of our job, protecting Mr. Wilson.
You work for Mr. Wilson?
We sure do. Guarding this place for him. He's been having trouble, you know.
Ah.
Say, that masked man in there's a Lone Ranger. You must be his Injun pal. I'm Hank Johnson.
Get back.
What's the matter?
You say you work for Mr. Wilson. Maybe not. We go to house and find out. Come on.
Well, sure, Injun.
Are you hurt, Tonto?
Me all right.
What happened?
We catch two men spying at window. Them say them work for you. But when we start to take them to house, them jump me.
Well, Pedro's the only one who works for me. They must have been some of Ashton's men. Lately, I've had a feeling I've been watched.
You say they were spying at the window?
I may not know what them here, but them know you, Lone Ranger.
You'd better go. When Ashton finds out you're here, he'll have his whole gang after you.
Perhaps I'll save him the trouble.
What do you mean?
I'll go see him.
It would be suicide to go to his place.
I'll reduce the risk by wearing a disguise. George, have you anything old I can borrow? Something Mexican.
Oh, Pedro has some clothes in the house.
Good. Tonto, will you get your saddlebag? Come on, George. Let's see if Pedro's clothes fit me.
I must say, Pedro's Sunday clothes certainly look better on you than they ever did on him.
Yes, it is a good fit.
You not move, Kimasabi.
That should be good enough, Tonto.
It will do.
Senores, allow I introduce Juan Ringo, bandido from Los Angeles.
It's amazing. Tonto, you've done a remarkable job.
Si, the best she is none too good for Juan Ringo.
Who is this Juan Ringo? Is there really such a person?
Indeed there is, George. Tonto, show Mr. Wilson that handbill. Juan Ringo was wanted in Los Angeles for murder. We caught him a couple of weeks ago and turned him over to the law. Now, if I can get Ashton to believe I'm dodging the law, he may take me into his gang. Once in his gang, I'll have a chance to find out where he's hidden the stolen guns and ammunition.
It's a perfect description, even to the scar on your cheek.
Yes, luckily it's a printed description with no photograph.
Here, gun belt, Kimisame.
Oh, say, you won't be able to take that into Ashton's. All guns are collected at the door.
Oh, that bad. Maybe someone see guns and silver bullet, then they know who you are.
You're right, Tonto.
I've got an old gun and belt that you can use.
Kimisame, if you join gang, how we keep in touch?
You come into town tomorrow morning and wait outside the cafe. Two of Ashton's men have already seen you, so you'd better disguise yourself.
That's a good idea.
Here you are.
Oh, thanks, George.
And you better take one of my horses. They might recognize yours.
You're right. Tonto, I know you'll take good care of Silver.
I may do that, Kimisame.
Buenas noches, senors. Juan Ringo, he go to paint the town.
I suspected Wilson might send for more federal agents or hire another investigator. But I never thought of the Lone Ranger. How'd he get in touch with him?
I don't know, boss, but he was there big as life.
This Lone Ranger's got himself quite a reputation. I wonder if he's as clever as people say.
A lot of men who wanted the same thing ended up hanging from a rope.
Crudely put, but essentially correct, Trip. It never pays to underestimate one's opponent.
What are you going to do about him?
If the man's such a genius, there's only one thing to do.
What's that?
He'll have to be killed.
Well, don't look at me, Mr. Ashton.
Me neither. Whoever does that hombre in will have every lawman in the West after him.
You afraid of him, Mace?
I'm not afraid of anybody, in or out of a mask. But I don't aim to spend the rest of my life hiding in South America.
Then I'm to understand that neither of you wish this...
What you mean I give you my pistole?
It's a house rule, mister. Customers have to leave their guns at the door.
I never heard such foolishness. Those hombres over there, they have pistoles?
They work for Mr. Ashton.
Huh? Who is this Mr. Ashton?
Well, he owns this cafe. Now, please, if you'll check your gun, sir, I'll be glad to serve you.
I don't like the idea, but I have no time for arguments.
Thanks.
Bueno. Now you bring food, lots of food. I have hungry enough to eat the horns of a buffalo. You go.
Who is that fellow?
I never saw him before.
I'm sorry, sir, but you can't sit here.
Caramba, little catfishes. Por que no?
Well, Mr. Ashton doesn't like for one man to hold down such a big table.
Well, if Senor Ashton want me to move from this table, you tell him to move me himself.
Oh, I couldn't do that, sir.
Bueno. And stop talk. Bring food.
Well, the way he's acting, you'd think he owns the place.
Mr. Ashton, that jet insists on...
Yeah, I heard it, Sam. I'll handle it.
Thank you, Mr. Ashton.
Bring him over here. I'd like to talk to him.
All right.
These tortillas tied in little knots, they look funny, but they taste good. Bring more.
I'm not a waiter.
Huh? Why you stand here?
Mr. Ashton wants to talk to you.
If Senor Ashton want to talk to me, you tell him to come here.
He wants you to come to see him.
Compadre, maybe your ear's not here so good. I say I stay here.
And I say you're coming with me.
Senor, I do not like to be grabbed.
Then do as you're told.
Also, I do not like the tone of your voice.
I'll break you half in two.
I'll get him.
Leave him alone. I'm rather enjoying this. Sorry about this little misunderstanding, senor. My name's Ashton.
Senor Ashton. Next time you wish to talk to me, you not send muscle-bound grizzly bear to break up furniture.
The furniture can be replaced. So can the muscle-bound grizzly. Mace, take him into the back room and have Sam clean up this mess.
Right away, boss.
I'd like a word with you, senor.
Words will not fill an empty stomach. First, I will eat.
I'll have food brought to my office, if you will be my guest.
Bueno, senor. Where I eat, makes no matter.
The waiter will bring your dinner in a moment.
Gracias.
Sit down.
Bueno.
Are you as skillful with a gun as you are with your fists, Mr. Ringo?
Ringo?
You dropped this while you were fighting.
Why, you...
Take it easy, Ringo. You haven't got a gun.
If you think to take me to the sheriff,
I know you're wanted for murder, but I'm not going to turn you in.
No?
Why did you come to Border City?
It is on the way to the border, senor.
You'll never get across the border here.
Por qué no?
Because this whole section is heavily patrolled by the army and government agents looking for gun runners. But if you'll do me a favor, I'll guarantee to get you safely into Mexico.
What kind of a favor?
I want 2 men killed.
Why you come to me, Ringo? You have your own gunslingers.
My friends will need alibis. And besides, these men are so important that whoever kills them will have to stay out of the States for good.
Who are these men of such importance?
A banker named George Wilson and the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger?
Yes. Will you do it?
I have no quarrel with this Lone Ranger.
You want to get out of the country, don't you?
The borders are guarded by soldados. How you get me past them?
I'll hide you till the army relaxes its patrols.
I can hide myself. Why should I kill 2 men for these?
I know a hideaway where no one in this world would find you.
Where is this place?
I'll show you later.
No, I do not like the idea.
You better learn to like it, Ringo. The sheriff is a friend of mine.
So that is the way, eh? All right, Senor Ashton. When you want these men killed?
Tomorrow night. I'll invite my friends to spend the evening here. The off-duty soldiers among my customers here will be able to swear that neither I nor any of my friends were away from the cafe during the killing.
You are a plenty smart hombre, Senor Ashton.
Thank you. Until I need you, you'll remain in seclusion at my hotel across the street.
Seclusion? What is this seclusion?
You'll be out of sight by yourself. I'll see that you're not disturbed.
Bueno.
Bueno. By tomorrow night, Mr. Wilson will be out of the way, and the Lone Ranger will be just an unpleasant memory.
The masked man spent the night in Ashton's hotel, and the following morning he was waiting for Tonto to appear outside the cafe across the street.
What do you want?
I am no chicken to be kept in the coop. I go for a walk.
You've got orders to stay in your room. And I'm here to see that nobody bothers you. The boss don't want anybody to see you. So?
So you have a pistola? I have none. I do like you say.
What are you doing here, Indian?
Me just sit here.
Sam, see that everyone's got what he wants.
Yes, sir.
It's all on the house.
It's all set, boss.
Will you forgive me a moment, sir? Play for me, Trip, and I'll be right back. Good evening, Ringo.
Buenas noches.
Have you studied that map of the Wilson place I sent you?
I know it like the back of my hand.
You know exactly where you're to go and what you're to do.
Si, senor. But how you know this Lone Ranger, he be there?
If his horse is still in the barn, he's there. If not, you wait. It's a big white stallion. It was there an hour ago when Sig checked.
Bueno.
Mace, give him his gun. Your horse is waiting outside. Since I must be with my guest as much as possible, I've timed everything very carefully. You must be back here in 25 minutes.
See, when you take me to this hideout?
As soon as you return, it's not far from here. All set?
I'm ready.
And you go on. Be back here at 10:15 exactly.
Si, senor.
Ed, it's going to be risky letting that hombre hang around you after he's killed Wilson and the Lone Ranger.
He's not going to hang around.
But you said you were going to hide him.
As soon as you get him in the hideout, you're going to kill him. Then we'll hide him 6 feet under the ground. Shall we join our guests? They'll substantiate our alibi.
Yes, Tom.
It's about time you showed up. We were getting worried. Well, this is John Maloney, federal investigator. How do you do, sir?
How do you do? I'm glad George was able to reach you.
Wilson showed me the note you threw to Tonto. I hope we can get Ashton this time.
I don't have any evidence yet, but when I get back to the cafe, he's taking me to his hideout. If the guns are there, we'll have our case.
Kimasabi, you take plenty big chance. Suppose Ashton double-cross you.
I don't think he'll try anything at the cafe. When I leave for the hideout, you'll be following close behind me, Tonto.
If you don't start for the hideout within 10 minutes after you've reported to Ashton, we'll break in.
I think I can panic them into taking me to the hideout at once. Before I return, I'll fire a couple of shots. Then I can truthfully tell Ashton that I ran into trouble.
Hmm. 10 minutes to 10. Will you excuse me a moment, sir? What's keeping him? He's 5 minutes late already.
Something must have happened.
Hasn't he showed up yet? No, and I'm beginning to think...
It's Ringo.
Senor, take me to the hideout muy pronto.
What's the matter?
Everything should go wrong. What? Yes, I find Wilson and the Lone Ranger, like you say. I fire only one shot, and right away, federales everywhere.
Federal agents?
Si, senor. I cannot fight them all, so I run.
You think they followed you?
No, I am well ahead of them.
We gotta get them out of here.
Yes. Give me your gun.
No, senor. I am much need of this gun.
Don't argue with me, you blundering idiot. Give it to me.
You promise to take Ringo to hideout?
Of course, right away. Now, come on.
Si, senor, si.
Open up.
What is this?
Those stairs lead to the mine shaft we use as a hideout.
I do not like this. I like to hide more in the open.
It's soundproof and perfectly safe. Mace and Trip will go with you. Now, hurry.
Senor, all my life, I do not like mines or tunnels. I do not wish
Shut up and get going.
Si, senor.
Take good care of him, boys.
Don't worry.
Why for all the boxes?
Never mind the questions.
Ammunition. Guns.
That's right, you stupid lunkhead. Now that you know...
What is the meaning of this?
Where, Kimasabi?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's the man who came in here a few minutes ago?
Nobody's been in here. I grew tired of the noise in the cafe, so I came...
You're lying, Ashton.
Wilson, I'm getting sick of your false accusations. Unless you've got a search warrant, I'll ask you to leave immediately.
I have a warrant, all right.
Him not in cafe.
If he'd gone out the front door, the men I have posted outside would have seen him.
What do you do with my friend?
The answer is very simple. Whoever you're looking for never came here.
That's not true.
If you prefer to believe he vanished in a puff of smoke, that's your privilege. Well, gentlemen, if you're through making fools of yourselves, I have guests to attend to. So...
You stay here. Me make you tell what you do to Kimasabi.
Mr. Maloney, will you have this savage take his hands off me, or will I report you to higher authority?
Oh, it's no use, Tonto. He's outsmarted us again.
But where, Kimasabi? Me not leave without him.
As I've said before, your friend Kimo, whatever it is, never
That
set
bookcase. It's moving.
Kimasabi.
Yes, Tonto. It's a good thing you insisted I bring back an extra gun with me.
Your accent, what's happened to it?
You'll have plenty of time to think about that in prison. In the secret room below this one, you'll find the stolen guns and ammunition, along with papers and records that should convict the whole gang.
You tricked me. You're not Ringo. Who are you?
That's right, Ashton. He's the...
Just a moment. Let him figure it out for himself. Come on, Tonto.
Tell the men outside to raid the place and arrest the entire bunch.
Right. Thanks to you, one of the most vicious gangs in the West has been put out of business.
If it hadn't been for George's courage in opposing Ashton in the very beginning, our job would have been a lot more difficult.
Now, don't try to pin any credit on me. I'm just a small-town banker.
You know better than that.
Anyway, here's the money in exchange for the silver you brought me.
Thanks, George. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adios.
There goes one of the most remarkable men the world has ever known.
Do you have any idea who he really is?
No, and I don't think that's important. It's enough to know that he's the Lone Ranger.
Silver!